Good morning and welcome to the Frontiers of Knowledge edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We as human beings have been using aspirin for almost more than a century. And most of the people are prescribed this medication in low doses to avoid heart attacks. It's supposed to be the cheapest blood thinner. And now, in a recently held European Cardiac Conference in Munich, proved that there is no verifiable value of aspirin. The latest studies show something different, that it does not affect people in any way. One study found that aspirin did not help prevent first stroke or heart attack in people at moderate risk because they have several other health threats such as smoking, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Another said that the people suffering from diabetes, if they take aspirin, they have a double jeopardy. They might escape 1 in 1,000 chance of getting a heart attack, but there is a far greater risk of serious bleeding. At one time, it was thought that aspirin can prevent cancer. It has been proved that it does not in any way affect cancer. The University of Oxford in London has done a research, and it very clearly states, and according to Dr. Jane Hermitage, it's no use taking aspirin. As I said, the European Society of Cardiology meeting in Munich say that the so-called low-dose aspirin, 81 milligram tablet being prescribed here in Canada, in Europe, in USA, and all over the world, is of no value as yet. They gave a dummy pill to 12,456 people who were thought to have a modest attack, and would you believe, only 4% of them had some positive effect. And as a matter of fact, it does not in any way affect you. Of course, it does affect the pharmaceutical companies because their profits are increasing. It has also been said that some of the aspirin users have stomach bleeding, very mild, but twice as many as who were taken placebo in that study. So, randomly 15,480 adults with diabetes, but otherwise in good health, with no history of heart attack, were asked to take aspirin and 1 gram of fish oil. So they divided into groups. So one group is taking fish oil, the other is taking aspirin, and the third was taking a placebo, neither aspirin nor fish oil. And can you believe that neither the fish oil, which is touted so much, nor aspirin had any beneficial effect. Both were equally useless. So, as they say, this aspirin or fish oil is more a sort of myth or an industry promoted idea that really has no beneficial effect and in no way reduces the capability of the disease to affect you. So, why is being prescribed? As I said earlier, the only people who are benefiting from this is either the doctors, if they are dishonest, as it has been proved that they took $300 million from pharmaceutical companies to prescribe medicines, or the pharmaceutical companies. So this was an information which came to our knowledge a few days back. This Munich conference is still going on, but this was the startling news. Well, you need not be disheartened if there is, on the one side, a good news that is disheartening, that what you have been prescribed is useless. But then better late than never. Now you have been forewarned not to take it. But then there's something very definitive, very useful that has been evolved. They have developed bionic eye, you are aware of that. It's a camera fitted goggle you put on and the camera takes a picture and transmits to your brain so even the blind can see. And the cost of this bionic eye has been put at $10,000 US. Now this bionic eye was taking a long time to be prepared and the demand was much more than the production was. So the University of Minnesota has done a great job. They have taken a very significant step forward in creation of the bionic eye, and that is that they can now manufacture a prototype of bionic eye with 3D printing. When you print a 3D, it's much cheaper and much quicker. So prototype would be much more easily available, and this fully 3D printed hemispherical photodetector array that is fitted in your goggles would enable even the blind man to see. To make this device, the researchers started with hemispherical glass cone, which they used to canvas a 3D array of photodetectors. And the whole process takes about an hour. Fully complicated, but generates a relatively useful prototype. And this is something which is a positive news. Even the blind can see, and naturally when it can be prepared in 1 hour instead of taking 3 months to be prepared, the cost of that, which is today being sold at $10,000, would come down significantly. And that is a positive thing. But then, are we not making quantum jumps? We used to have 2D pictures, two-dimensional, then we came 3D, and now we have developed a camera. When I say we, I mean the human beings. In Germany, they have developed a camera which is capable of taking pictures in 5 dimensions. Till now, we have always been thinking of this whole world in 3 dimensions, then came the 4th dimension, and now is the 5 dimension. This 5-dimension process means capturing data relating to multiple waves of the light along with spatial coordinates as a function of time. So that wavelength of light becomes a part or a function of time, and that's an achievement. You might say that what's the benefit? Yes, it has a lot of benefit in security, in medical imaging, and even in grocery shopping. These images are taken in as fast as 17 frames per second and is very useful, as I said earlier, to digital document all this. And then they say the benefit is, the biggest benefit is in security. It's a contact lens. You don't contact anybody, and with this help of this camera, you can take 5-dimensional picture and see whether the person is really a danger or not. So this is another development which has taken place, and that is great development. And this is not enough. As we said earlier, and we have been saying last time, you remember I had talked of the plastic straws, which people are cribbing against. And I said that the paper straws are equally harmful. If the plastic straws are a non-biodegradable development, paper straws are made from the trees. So one pollutes the market being biodegradable, not being biodegradable, and the other cuts the trees, which results in deforestation. So both are equally bad. And now another study has been done which shows that the oceans are suffering from plastics. That is being dinned in our ears. For the last 1 year, we have been told that millions of tons of the plastic is in the ocean. And that is bad. But the recent study shows, and this is a news report from NBC News, they say that the cigarette butts are causing more damage to the ocean than the plastics. Can you believe it? Cigarette butts are usually not even seen, but their disposal has been unregulated till now. And an unlimited number hits the oceans. According to WHO, 5.6 trillion cigarette butts of filtered cigarettes are dumped irresponsibly. Now, 5.6 trillion, imagine the quantity. And even if a small butt is there, how much the total comes to? So, at first we blame plastics, and we come up with a stupid substitute which is equally harmful, and then we ignore those culprits which apparently look to be insignificant but are really not so. And then, especially in the coastal areas, in the beaches where the people go for the vacation, they smoke and throw the butt. And 5.6 trillion butts every year are dumped into ocean. Can you believe they are in fact 40% of the cost of the cleanups? 40% of the total cost of the cleanup is for the cigarette butts, not for the plastic. But I'm not saying that the plastic dumping is good. What I'm saying is that we need a comprehensive action to cover all pollutants. And that is only possible if we are aware of everything that goes, and we need a census survey for that sort of a thing. So friends, we see that we are cheated by the researchers, by the doctors, and a prescribed medication, which is of no use at all. You can take a placebo as well. But all researchers are not bad. There are good ones as well, as those who have come with a bionic eye to make the blind see, the 5-dimensional camera, which removes the possibility of human contact and is much faster in security, and also in medical imaging. MRIs, CT scans would be much quicker. And the realization that we are in danger of being maneuvered by, taken over by the pollutants and the polluters. Maybe even they are not aware what the harm they are causing, but the harm they are causing is immense. And the sooner we realize the fact, the better it would be. So, we as human beings, we as citizens of this world, global citizens, on the one side are getting the gifts of research, as I told you, and on the other side, we are irresponsible ourselves. I hope this Frontier of Knowledge episode will further enhance your understanding of yourself and the new developments that are taking place. Thank you.